The Steam Deck OLED is now 3 months old, and in this video, we'll review it and see if it's still the best gaming device you can buy in 2024. So back in November, I did an unboxing and review of this limited edition Steam Deck OLED, and you guys really seem to like that video. Thanks for the support, by the way. But that video was really just my first impressions of the device. I really didn't get a chance to play much of it. So over the past 3 months, I've played the crap out of my Steam Deck OLED. I played it a ton. So the first thing I want to go back over with this device is the anti-glare lighting and the coating and stuff that you can see now. I didn't really do a good job showing this in the last video. I don't know why I didn't think of doing this, but I can just shine it on the lights here and you can kind of get a good idea of how much it is refracting the light across the screen. This is a admittedly pretty tiny little feature. It doesn't really contribute too much to the device. There aren't really that many situations where I'm playing and there's a light directly behind me that's like reflecting all the time. And what's weird about it is that it's not like it's an anti-reflective coating. You can still see reflections just fine. And let me turn the screen off and you might be able to see what I mean. Oh, there you go. You can kind of see it like that. Like it is refracted like a little bit, but you still see reflections. Like it's not like it's like a magic device that destroys reflections. It just helps a little. It's like a little tiny thing. Let me pull up a dark game and I'll show you kind of just how minimal this issue is. All right, so I'm in Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and I'm in a pretty normal scene in this game. This game is almost, I don't know, it almost feels like it was made for OLEDs. It has so many like little black areas of the screen available at all times. You can just drink in all the OLED moments. But here we are, and I don't know, like you can kind of see, maybe this is kind of what they're talking about. If I get it in the right light, you might get, yeah, right there. If I hold it right here, you can see there's like a difference between the bezels and the screen itself, but you can only really see it when I get in the light like that. It's fine. I'm looking at it on the camera. It looks a little overexposed because it's an HDR. That's one of the things that's so nice about this device here. It's an HDR. Original Steam Deck is not HDR. Realistically, there's only like a few games that really support it. This being one of them, or in the Will of the Wisps. But when you have it, it is huge. And even without having HDR support in the games, the brightness level on this screen is just inherently much brighter than the original OLED, or original Steam Deck rather. I use my Steam Deck OLED all the time. It is probably my primary gaming device in combination with my PS5. In fact, most of the time I'm using both of them at the same time, and we'll get into that too. I made a video, if you guys remember, on streaming your PS5 to the Steam Deck OLED, or the original Steam Deck, doesn't really matter. It's a little better, it's a little faster on the Steam Deck OLED because of the better Wi-Fi chip in my experience, but you know, you're still going to get a great time overall, maybe most likely a better time than the PS Portal, but streaming just really is the thing I do the most. I've been playing the crap out of Persona 3 Reload, been playing way too much of that, and a vast majority of my time, especially when I'm grinding out Tartarus, and most of what I'm doing is just streaming to my PS5. I got on my PS5 so I can play it on my TV when I want to. I could have got on PC and played on PC. I don't know. I'm just partial to enjoy the console experience sometimes. And then, of course, the other thing I do is play actual Steam games, Steam library games. Admittedly, I haven't been doing too much of that. This game is a good example of why. This came out like last week, and I tried playing it. I'll pull it up here so you guys can see the performance. I was hoping a simple game like this, you know, it's a roguelike kind of game, you know, it's really good for doing like one run at a time, play for like 45 minutes. It's really satisfying in that way. But here you can see I'm in my garage, I'm just walking around, and we are completely destroying the GPU. The CPU is sitting at like under 50% usage. What is that? What? What is this? I kind of love it. What is going on? Did that happen earlier? Did I just not notice? Oh, I kind of love that. Oh man, I just wanted to show off the bad performance. I didn't think the game was going to be buggy too. That's even better. That just drives the point home. This game is not made for Steam Deck. But as you can see, it is completely destroying the GPU, and we are getting 33 FPS in a game that has very attractive appearance, but it's not like graphically intensive or anything. So you just get a lot of experience like this. But this has nothing to do with the OLED. It's just a Steam Deck thing. You know, you get a lot of these games that just aren't really well optimized. At the same time, though, you do get a lot of games that are optimized that you wouldn't think so. I started playing Elden Ring on this thing. Let me pull that up. All right, so we're in Elden Ring, and as you can see, it gets like 45, 50-ish FPS, and because this screen has VRR, it just feels pretty smooth. I mean, it doesn't feel like 60, but it's closer to 60 than you would imagine, than you would expect, and obviously you're not going to be able to see that on camera necessarily because we recorded 30 FPS anyway, so it's not going to look that much more smooth to your eyes. But trust me, it just is more smooth. It looks great. It plays great. And this is infinitely more impressive than Pacific Drive, even though it's not like that much higher of a frame rate, because this is a AAA level game. This is a PS4 game. This is, and PS5 as well. But you know, with the graphic settings I have, it's closer to PS4, but it's portable. It's incredible. Let me pull up something that I've been playing recently that actually takes proper advantage of this thing's power level though. All right, so here we got Robo. It's this little cat Metroidvania. It's adorable. You control a mech and you blow things up. It's awesome. This might actually be, in my opinion, the best OLED game that's ever been made because it's nothing but white and black. And it looks so supreme. It is so cool. It looks like you just have like this window piercing through your device into this like white world. Oh man, I absolutely love it. It's not even 90 FPS. If you didn't know, or if you didn't remember, this also was a 90 FPS screen, just that little bit smoother than 60. Although, because it's an OLED, even 60, this feels so smooth. And of course, there is one last thing I do all the time, the kinds of games I play on this thing. Let me show you. Oh man, look at this. We got Super Metroid here. It looks incredible. It looks, in my opinion, like better than it ever has. The only comparable experience is playing it on an actual CRT, like a really nice like PVM or something. That's the only thing I would like think of as like, oh, maybe that's a little better than this. But this, the fact that this is even comparable. I mean, I used to hate emulators. I was like, oh no, I gotta play on the real hardware. I gotta play with my real copies. But the Steam Deck has like totally changed my mind, where it's like, oh no, it's actually, emulators have gotten really good. It depends on what you're talking about. I mean, this is just insane. Again, you're seeing this on a camera through a YouTube video. You're not gonna really pick up like just how impressive this thing looks, but it's really just the fact you have these games, right? Like Super Nintendo games that often would use these pure black borders and everything, and it's just the way it pierces through the screen. It doesn't look like you're looking at a screen. It's just incredible. I don't know. I could gush about it for hours because the screen is the main thing. It's the Steam Deck OLED. It's like that's the main thing you buy the device for. But there are other things. Let me pull this guy out real quick. All right, so I have them both pulled up here with Sly Cooper. I don't have my settings exactly the same. As you can see, I have a widescreen hack on my OLED. This is actually Jacob's Steam Deck, so I don't think he has the widescreen for Sly Cooper specifically enabled at the moment, but it's fine. It's the same concept. You can see like a similar enough image. The couple things you notice immediately about the screen, like obviously it's an LCD, so you can see like the black borders around the side don't look actually black. The other thing this is actually showing, because this is a 4:3 image, it's actually stretching to the top edges of the bezel on the LCD model. But this isn't even stretching all the way there, but you can see that they look almost the same, like vertically. They're very similar in terms of how big they actually are on the screen, even though this technically is cropped in a little bit compared to this guy here. And you can definitely see it in the side to side, like look how small these bezels are here compared to over here. It's just massive. It's a little difference, but it goes a long way. It's just, again, the screen is crazy. The other big thing that I immediately noticed about this device, oh my God, the original Steam Deck is so heavy. I mean, it's not like unusable, but it's like you could hurt someone with this thing. It's kind of nuts. I remember I used to not really play the Steam Deck in bed like almost at all, because it's just like, you know, you're laying on the pillow and you got it held up, and it's just like, after like 10 minutes, it just be like, oh, making my arms tired, you call me weak, whatever. But the OLED one, like I regularly play for many hours in bed, and it's perfectly fine. It's just all these little things. Like I keep going back to the screen just because it's the most obvious thing to talk about, but I noticed like when I was just booting this guy up, the sound is a little different. It's not worse, it's just different than the OLED speakers. Like the buttons don't feel quite as good. The analog sticks here are just, they don't feel as nice. They kind of are slippery, like you slip your thumb off it a lot easier. These actually grip a lot better. I kind of like these thumbsticks, how small they are, and how, I don't know, they feel almost kind of more precise to me if they had more grip, but it's negligible. And it's all these little details that make the Steam Deck OLED just so much superior to the original Steam Deck, but they're both so good. I love these things. But the next thing I want to go over, I want to talk about some other additions I've made to my Steam Deck arsenal that you guys might appreciate if you already have a Steam Deck, so let's get into it. All right, so the number one thing that I have done to my Steam Deck that actually changes the way I use it and makes it just a slightly better experience is this Decky Loader plugin. This is an app that you install in desktop mode. You literally like download it from their site, put it on your desktop, click it. It installs in like 3 seconds, and it gives you this like essentially a plugin store. You can go up here to the store, and you got all these options here for like cool little things and ways you can mess around with your Steam Deck and play with things. Some of them are really cool, some of them are pretty dumb, some of them are like half-baked, some of them though are really neat. I'll show you my favorite one. All right, so we got the audio loader here. So what this does is it will replace the sound effects on your Steam Deck. So I have them set for the default right now, but I got all kinds of them. We got Dark Souls, we got the Personas, got the Fallout sounds. My personal favorite is the Xbox 360 NXE dash sounds. Let me turn this up so you guys can hear it. Isn't that the coolest thing you've ever seen? Oh my God, I love it. It's like, it feels wrong, but it also, like, did you hear that one? It feels wrong, but it also just like works. like shockingly well as a Steam Deck UI. I don't know, it goes to show that the Xbox 360 NXE dashboard just had the best sound effects, but there's more too. Yeah, my other favorite one here is the Fallout one. Love it, love it. It's simple, it works. I don't know, I could play with this for hours. This is the kind of thing I love to do on my devices. You sit there and just play with silly little things that don't matter. Well, I was gonna show you my other favorite one, the How Long to Beat for Deck plugin. It's not working right now. I know, welcome to the Steam Deck experience. Some update at some point broke it, and I guess the guys who made it haven't updated it yet, whatever. But what this does is it just shows, you can see it here in this little preview thing, it shows you from the website how long to beat, how long it takes to beat a game, and it's just nice. I don't know. I actually, it's so good, it's so seamless, and it's so like nice looking that it makes me wish it was just built into Steam UI by default. I think it's like that on like the Xbox Game Pass store. If you look at that, it'll tell you like from how long to beat, like how long a game will take. But anyways, I think that'll do it for this video. If you already have a Steam Deck, let me know what you're playing on it. Let me know your favorite games. If you have the OLED, give me some recommendations. I always love seeing a good OLED experience in my face, so if you got some specific games you guys love out there that you don't think I've checked out, you got to let me know about that one. If you don't have a Steam Deck yet, did this convince you? I hope it did. I hope it did. The Steam Deck is the greatest thing on earth. I mean, I'm just saying, so you're missing out. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.